At the age of 5, I was diagnosed with a moderate form of autism spectrum disorder with a audio and spatial learning disability.
Besides growing up with autism, High Point University's sophomore Logan Sutton was no different than many of his peers.
I just learned at a slower pace. That's kind of what it really dealt with, as I learned in a different way than a lot of people, and learning in certain ways, learning certain things is more difficult.
However, despite coming from a good home, life never came easy for him. As a result of intense bullying, Logan became extremely depressed and at one time suicidal.
When I was in 5th grade, it was the worst of times. I had no friends, I felt alone, I was very depressed, I was very suicidal at that point, and I would go to class and I would put up my hood and I would cry. Every week, I was physically and verbally bullied. I would be called names, I would be pushed around, shoved around. There was not a week in that school year that I did not go home with a bruise. Maybe not noticeable, but I would be pushed around, beaten, punched, thrown into lockers, all the normal stuff of being bullied. But for the pure sake of reason, it was because I was different.
Well, I've seen bullying as young as 3 and 4 years old, and kids just get targeted for being different, if you're different in any way. A lot of times it's kids who are behind developmentally, so someone who's smaller because they haven't grown yet, or someone who has a hard time learning at the same pace that the rest of the class does. As a teacher, you have to step in right away, and there should be an absolute no-tolerance policy for bullying.
With the help of numerous therapists and a dedicated family, Logan was able to develop the social skills needed to stand up against his bullies. Although he was faced with a tough road, looking back at it, he is really happy to be alive.
I went from feeling like there was no light, no worth to life, nothing, no one there for me, to a very functional sophomore in college with good grades. I'm in choir, I'm doing well. I have loved ones all around me. I have great friends. I have a great family. I know if I had taken the wrong path, I wouldn't. And I would have regretted that. And I know it would have not just hurt myself, it would have hurt those around me.
According to an ABC News report, nearly 30% of students are bullies or have been a victim of bullying. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of bullying, please do not hesitate to call the National Runaway Safe Line for help. From HPU News, this is Tyler Shakul.